Alright, y'all. So, by now, I'm sure that you all have heard about the article that was on Curly Nikki, where there was a white woman who was talking about her experience, I guess, with learning to love her natural hair and all of those things. And there was a lot of backlash, and, people were upset about this white woman being featured, on a black natural hair website. Now, y'all know me. I'm not about to sugarcoat this. First of all, black women don't have a monopoly on the phrase natural hair. We don't have a monopoly on that. But, really, Grace? But, really? Yeah, so we don't have a monopoly on the term natural hair, but this movement was created specifically for us to have our own space, to learn about our hair, to learn how to love our hair. When I went natural in 2001. This was way before the quote-unquote natural movement was even getting started. I was in 10th grade. I wanted locks, and I cut all my hair off. I had long, relaxed hair. It was like a little past my shoulders. I cut it off this short, and I started baby locks. And I got called so many names. I was told I looked like a boy. I was picked on. Really, Grace? I was told all of these different things. Are you a lesbian now? All of this stuff. Even once I got to college, my locks were long by that point, like bra strap length. And then the end of my freshman year of college, I cut it off and I had a fade. And that was like, oh, so you're a lesbian now. And, there's all these different things of issues with my hair. So anyhow, I went natural before it was the thing to do, before it was in. You feel me? Before companies, before even like Oyen and Carol's Daughter and all these companies even existed. Back when it was just nigga Luster's Pink Moisturizer, nigga Oil Sheen, Blue Magic, Bronner Brothers Grease. There was nothing else. That's all there was. You feel me? The fact is that we needed a space for ourselves to be able to talk about the different textures and to be able to learn what works best for our hair, how to comb it, how to do so painlessly, how to get rid of knots and tangles without tears and aggravation, and how to make it easy for us, how to make our hair appropriate, for day-to-day, easy for day-to-day living. And I don't want to include white women in our natural hair movement. You feel me? Because it's not for you. It's seen as political just for me to even wear my hair like this, the way it grows out of my scalp. No one says that about white women, curly hair or not. You feel me? It's not something that's a stigma. The older generation still feels like they have to wear a wig or a weave or something to be accepted in the workplace. They still feel like this is not acceptable. This space is not for you, white women. It's not all about you all the time. This space is not for you. Stop trying to be included in everything. It's not for you, boo-boo. Okay? I hate that what white people have a tendency to do is vilify us, tell us black people have no culture, especially black people in America. And then what they do is, when they see that black people are a money-making resource, then they're going to try to capitalize off of what we do and make it popular in their own community and then profit off of our culture. I don't like them appropriating black culture in that way. I feel like this is a business ploy. I feel like, with Curly Nikki, now you're trying to, appeal to a wider audience. Black people always trying to cross over somewhere. I can't tell you how many little black girls have cried or have felt inferior their whole lives because of what is coming out of their scalps. Even now today, even with the natural hair movement, there are young girls out here, 12, 11, 10, wearing hair weave. Not because it's more convenient, but because they honestly feel like their natural hair texture is inferior and ugly and unattractive. And this is what has been drilled into their heads by the media, by even other black people surrounding them, because this is something that's very deep rooted in our community, of feeling like we have to try and get as close as possible to white beauty standards in order to be accepted by society. And this is not okay. I have nieces, and I love my nieces to death, and one of the big reasons that I continue to wear my hair natural, of course I love it, and I've been natural for almost 13 years now, but one of the big reasons is because I want to be a good influence on them, and I want to show them that beauty is not just one note. Beauty is not just hair weave. You feel me? My hair does not have to be straight in order for me to be beautiful. My hair is beautiful, and I am beautiful, period. No further explanation needed. And I want for them, and for my own daughter, to love her hair texture, the way it comes out of her head, to not feel that she has to alter herself in any way to be beautiful and to feel beautiful and to be accepted and to accept herself. I had low self-esteem for so long, and it really was not until I went natural that I found that confidence. And I learned how to just be myself and not try to fit into anybody else's box, and not try to be what I thought was the mainstream beauty. You feel me? And really, and in reality, as black women, we're never going to live up to that standard, because we are not that. We are brown. We are black. We have dark skin. We have kinky hair. This is who we are. We're never going to fit into that box. We have to create a space where our own beauty can flourish and our own beauty can be recognized and be appreciated. So no, once again, I do not want to include white women in this. There are black girls all over the country who have these horror stories of the hot comb, of their ears being burnt, of being told they're tender-headed because, they cry when their hair is combed. And then also, women who are still dealing with this well into adulthood, who are afraid to wear their own hair out of the house, who feel that they would be perceived as unattractive or ugly if they don't have on a wig, or who feel like, I'm going into this job interview with a wig on, and then once I get the job, then I will let my natural hair out, because I feel like if I have my hair like this, I'm not going to get hired. That is a problem. Or women who feel like if I have my hair like this, I can't get a man. You feel me? It's something that is so, our culture is so immersed in it. And it's a black woman's issue. No other woman in the world has hair like this, and no other woman in the world has had to deal with this kind of issue. All of these hair companies are now trying to jump on the bandwagon of natural this, natural that, because they see we have left the other products and are now veering towards more natural products. And you see how the mainstream has tried to jump on the bandwagon to cater to black women, because our money, that money is talking. The billions of dollars that women are spending on their hair, that money is talking. They've never tried to cross over to us, ever. You feel me? Unless it was something that was a phase for them, or something they felt was cool, or they feel like it's a fashion statement. They feel like blackness is a costume they can put on and take off whenever they feel like it. You feel me? And I'm not here for that. I'm not here for trying to include anybody else in our movement. I don't want anybody else in our movement. It's not for anybody else. I had to make a conscious decision when I was pregnant of whether or not I was going to, let my hair grow out, because I was saying, you know what? I want to be a good example for my daughter. I want her to love her natural hair. I don't want her to ever feel like she has to try to be accommodating or try to acquiesce to somebody else's desires or demands on her and how her hair texture looks. I don't want my daughter to grow up in a world where she has to worry about, if I wear my afro out, am I going to get sent home from school? My little nephew, he had an afro last summer. He wanted to wear his hair in coils, just in comb coils, and that wasn't even allowed at school. Like, there's a rule that they cannot wear their hair in African American styles, in styles that are good for natural black hair. He had to cut his hair, and he was really upset about that, and it made me upset. You feel me? But they had these guidelines for little black kids in their hair. You feel me? But they don't have the same guidelines for little white kids. So no, you can't be a part of our movement. You have not experienced any of the pain that we have. You have not overcome any of the struggles that we have as far as dealing with our particular hair and our particular issue. This is not your space. Go, get out of it. The whole rest of the world is your space. Why can't we have something that just belongs to us? That's it. And no further explanation is needed. That's how I feel. That's it. Peace, y'all.